Hey, everybody. All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Thank you for joining us for our final Glide event of the year. I'm Andy Claremont, your head of community at Glide, and David's going to be joining us in just a moment. But before we get to David, I just want to catch you up on what we've been doing this year. We've done a lot of stuff, so let's take a look, starting with Jack.
23 was our biggest year yet at Glide. It was a huge shift for us because we decided to move our focus not just from making Glide easier to use, but also much more powerful. Glide started with and still holds a huge mission to create 1 billion new software developers. But the ability to create your own software is still very unknown and really an untapped superpower, and we want to change that. But any big mission has to start somewhere, and Glide started as just a simple tool that turned your spreadsheet into an app. We've come a long way since then, and spreadsheets have continued to inspire us. They have this remarkable balance of simplicity and power. And our dream has always been to make creating software even more common and useful than using a spreadsheet. Now, there is a ton that we shipped this year, and even though I can't go over everything, I want to give you some highlights. In March 2023, we unified Glide apps and pages into a single product, one unified solution for building beautiful, powerful, adaptive apps across any device or screen size. The new Glide apps are also massively enhanced with a host of new components and UI improvements. Glide apps should look and feel connected to your business. So we introduced single sign-on and branded sign-in this year, giving businesses enhanced security and unique sign-in experiences for every app. Glide has had actions for a long time, but we added an unprecedented level of connection with an entire suite of business integrations, helping your apps communicate fluently with all the other ways that you work. And we rebuilt the action editor from the ground up. You can now build complex workflows right inside of Glide and reuse them throughout your app. One of the most important parts of making Glide more powerful is supporting higher scale data sources. And at the start of the year, we made our own new native data source, Big Tables, giving you spreadsheet-like access to up to 10 million rows. We also added BigQuery and then 4 highly requested SQL data sources. This is super exciting for us because businesses can now tap into their existing large production datasets, unlocking a huge range of use cases, as well as a huge amount of data. And this year, we brought a new layer of power into Glide, AI, bringing simple but powerful AI columns and actions right inside of the builder. Glide AI builds on top of the foundation of data, layout, and action, bringing in an intelligence to your apps that can deal with words, images, audio, and documents. And of course, amongst these big features, our team shipped a ton of requested features that increase the range and scope of what you can do with Glide. The call API and JSON integrations now allow you to call most APIs and return and structure that data in your app, massively increasing the sources of data that you can now bring into Glide. The query column allows you to gain powerful insights into your data. You can create complex relations and apply multiple filters, sorting, and limits all in one column. We made a lot of improvements to the data editor, including import, export, hidden columns, keyboard shortcuts, and more. We added new components like notes, image carousel, and comments, and my personal favorite, a totally redesigned dashboard that helps you manage your teams and apps more easily with a team switcher and project folders. It's been an incredible year. We launched Glide University and certification, held over 30 online events, welcomed 2,000 new experts and over 3,000 new community members. As we finish the year, we want to thank all of you, experts, community members, and all our partners who helped us take one more step closer to our mission.
I get chills every time I watch that.
We did all that in 1 year?
It's amazing, isn't it, to think back to a year ago and where we were and where we are today?
Yeah. I looked back at the slides. When we did this presentation last year, I was cozy at home for Christmas break. So we're doing it a little bit earlier. I'm still in the Glide headquarters. But yeah, I couldn't believe just the difference in feel. This presentation last year wasn't as focused and as clear. I'm so proud of what we accomplished in the last year, and I'm so excited for next year. Andy, why don't we just skip Christmas and let's get started on 2024 today?
I am so eager to jump into 2024.
How will your family feel about that?
Probably not great, but
I know everyone on this call wants us to do it, but amazing 2023, everyone. I'm so glad that you could join us today to do a quick recap of what we accomplished, how Glide has grown, and take a look ahead at our thoughts for next year. So in 2023, we reached 100,000 businesses have created apps on Glide. We love every type of person who comes to Glide to experience the power, beauty, and magic of our tools. But we get especially excited when businesses build custom software to move them forward. We welcome 2,000 new Glide experts. A lot of these businesses building apps on Glide do find it easy, but sometimes they need some help. They want to move faster. They want to explore some cutting edge features. And our experts program has really exploded this year. So I couldn't be more excited about getting these knowledgeable people into our community. 1 million new Glide apps were created this year. So it's been awesome to see the pace of creation just pick up year after year. And we introduced AI this year, and we took a look at our metrics yesterday preparing for this, and we saw 4.2 million AI completions have assisted people using Glide apps that are powered by AI. So that's been just an awesome, exciting year. We never really could have anticipated that Glide would get to this scale, and I think it's next year just going to blow this away as well. Andy, I think we have a video of one of our customers we did a case story with this year. Can you play it?
Yeah, let's take a look at some impact we've had.
Ratha Kasa. I work for Champion Industries. We make commercial dishwashers here in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. We have a specified quality team that goes through, and after the machine's built, the machine gets to that little person, and that person has to go through and make sure that everything on that machine is perfect. So the Glide app really helps with making sure that the process is concrete as to what we're looking at.
So yeah, that's just an example of we no offense to Ratha and Champion, but we call this kind of like the unsexy use case that's traditionally underserved by custom software. And it just thrills us when we see Ratha, who's on an IT team, but he's not a software developer, was able to build something so helpful for their business with all of these critical features. Like it's mobile ready. It can capture images, upload files, all of this built natively on Glide. They're storing all this information in the Google Sheets the business was already using, and they're using that to analyze the performance of their business, find defects in these machines. And we couldn't be more excited by an app like this. Some other apps we've seen recently. So Carbonet, Bill, I think you're on the call today. Thanks for joining us. You've been a great partner. They've been building multiple apps for their operations. They deal with water recycling and treatment products for industrial use, and they have a sales order app for customers, an inventory app for their team, and an app for technicians. It's been so exciting to see these internal operations use cases build out around Glide, especially when businesses are using multiple custom apps that are sharing data and working together. Centerline, we have a customer story with them. They were one of the first to deploy a custom AI-powered Glide app. I think they have about 70 family offices that they serve as their clients, building custom applications for them. And they were able to use Glide AI to generate these reports. That used to be quite a painstaking process to summarize all of the metrics from these investments for the investors. And on the community side, we saw TEDx in Portugal build an effective app for their events used by attendees and speakers with scheduling, maps, and messaging. So again, Glide it's really broad across business and community, and now we're seeing AI get adopted, but all of it really thrills us. So thank you Carbonet, Centerline, and the TEDx team for choosing Glide. The experts program, as I mentioned, has exploded this year. We added 2,000 new experts. We relaunched and revamped the program with new benefits, revenue share, a new community, including a private Slack where you can join all the other experts and many people from the Glide team, early access to our beta features in preview. Our juicy new dashboard went out to experts first. So thank you, experts, for trying that, giving us feedback. And we hope it's helping you to organize all of your projects for your clients. And then we have other exclusive resources like events and content. We were talking to a few of our experts, reflecting on the last year and what they see going ahead. And V88, one of our top Glide agencies, I love this quote. We have an impressive number on the right, $1 million in projected revenue just building Glide apps for businesses next year. But I love what Oscar said. I can walk into a room and confidently say, we will transform your business using Glide. And they said this isn't something that they could confidently say just a year ago. They saw promise in Glide, but with the powerful new capabilities we've added this year, we've added a whole new level of confidence when they are discussing what they can build in Glide for their clients. And to help create more experts, and maybe you're not even interested in becoming an expert, you just want to show off your Glide skills, we introduced Glide certification this year. And level 1, it really surprised us, the community response. Glide certification level 1 launched. It's pretty accessible if you have a basic familiarity with Glide. So I encourage you to get certified. People were sharing their certificates on LinkedIn, and it was a really exciting moment for our community. So I'm excited to announce level 2 is live today. So let's see, is anyone going to get certified before the end of this call? Let's see who can get certified first. We're going to keep doing more levels of certification, and we're really excited to have some thematic levels. For example, we want to do an AI certification that focuses just on leveling up your AI skills in Glide. And so speaking of certified experts in AI, we had a build off this week, which I encourage you to check out on our YouTube channel. There's a great recording of this, where we had 3 of our experts building solutions using our powerful new features and specifically some AI features live on YouTube. And I love that Glide is so easy and so powerful that you can build an important and relevant piece of software so quickly that we can do competitions. Like we can build them live on YouTube. And we went to the No Code Summit in Paris this year, and we saw a grid of screens, and there was a competition of people who were building apps live in front of an audience. And that's something that, when we thought we were going to make software faster to build, we never thought it could become a spectator sport. So check that out. And congratulations to Marco. Marco, you can see he lives in the purple matrix. Marco won this competition. So fantastic work all around. So this year we focused on making Glide more powerful. And in the early days of Glide, we didn't have something very powerful. We would take a Google sheet and we could turn it into what we called at the time a brochure app. And it was brochure because you could browse it, you could scroll and search and view details. And maybe if there was a phone number, you could tap it to make a call, but you couldn't even edit in the first version of Glide. They were read-only apps. And every year we've made Glide incrementally more powerful. But around this time last year, we took a look at the progress we were making with business use of Glide. And we thought that we had to take a big step up in the capabilities of the system. So we decided to focus the entire year, as you all know, on just making Glide more powerful. And whenever we would have a choice between building 2 different things, we would always pick the one this year that made Glide more powerful. Some of those choices, we chose to combine Glide apps, the mobile app version of Glide, and Glide Pages, which was Glide for web and desktop, into one powerful adaptive app solution. So you don't have to make a choice anymore when you create a project on Glide. You just create a new app, and if you add it to the home screen on your iPhone, it looks like an iOS app. If you install it on your taskbar on Windows, it opens like a Windows app. And macOS also recently released in Safari, you can add Glide apps to your dock, and they look like native Mac apps. Big Tables was probably the most powerful feature we did this year. People were really excited about how easy and approachable Glide was, but Glide was limited basically to the size and scale of spreadsheets. And spreadsheets really get bogged down once you get around 25,000 rows of data in them. But businesses are regularly using data sets with hundreds of thousands of records or even millions. And we actually had a prototype for what we thought could become big tables. And it took Glide to 100,000 row capacity. And we threw the prototype out because we said we need millions of rows, we can't just 4x the capacity. So big tables can scale to 10 million rows and beyond. So now you don't have to worry at all. Your business can grow indefinitely on Glide. If you need something bigger than big tables, though, we also introduced BigQuery, which is a Google technology that was built for Google scale. So Google has databases with like every web page in them, or every click on every web page. And Google built BigQuery to query data sets at like petabyte and larger scale. We use BigQuery internally. One of our internal Glide apps has every single team on Glide, which is about 1 million rows right now. And that's the first screen of the app. So most days I open this app on my phone and I have a list of 1 million Glide teams, and I type in whoever I want, and I can see their payments and their usage and their growth. And this has been a big breakthrough feature. We brought the actions editor to the top level of your project. So when you're building an app, at the top of Glide, you see data, where you manage the connected tables and data sources, and you build computed columns in AI. You have layout, where you can build the screens of your app and connect it to the data. And now we have an action editor, where you can build these multi-step actions that even invoke effects in external tools like Slack or HubSpot or Twilio. We brought this to the top level, where you can build these branching actions and give them a name and reuse them throughout your app. And this has also been one of the most consequential changes we made in the last year that made Glide apps much more powerful. And as Jack mentioned in the recap video, we added AI capabilities into Glide this year. So this is an image that shows in the data editor, when you add columns to your tables, you've always been able to add basic columns to store text and numbers and just data. That's the normal kind of column you have in a spreadsheet, for example. Glide also has computed columns, and this is how you start to add powerful properties on top of your data, like logic and arithmetic. They don't use formulas, they're just high-level configuration. And then we added a new category in the data editor called AI. And here you can see some of the AI building blocks that we've created for you. So generate text, that's the most fundamental capability of AI systems or large language models. You give it some instructions and a little bit of text, and the AI completes the text. But then we built all these really interesting features on top of it, like text to number, text to choice. These are built on top of the fundamental LLM capabilities that let you extract structured data from unstructured information in your sheet. So for example, you could use document to text to feed a PDF with some handwriting into the AI system and extract all that information as text. And then you use text to choice to classify the content of that PDF. Text to date to extract the date the PDF was signed. It's been really exciting to learn together with our customers how to apply in a very practical way these AI capabilities directly into the software you're building for your business. I would say most of the apps that we're using at Glide, our internal Glide apps, have AI capabilities in them now. And they're subtle and it's new, and I think people are still learning how to deal with these. But I'm really proud that we took this powerful approach. Like I said, we had this decision to make earlier in the year. Do we use AI to make it easier to build in Glide, or do we use AI to make the software that you build to Glide more powerful? And we chose power. We also added a call API, so you can call any API inside of Glide, either as an action in the action editor or as part of the data editor, where the API calls happen automatically as the data changes. So you can use any external service. You can bring your own AI system. You can call internal methods inside of your business, and you can pass data back and forth. And we handle all the caching, and the performance is great. So it's been amazing. We have this one of our internal charts. If we see feature usage on a per feature basis at Glide, and watching call API week by week just surge up has been so exciting because it's such a powerful capability. And we also, last week, we redesigned our dashboard. So it may come as a surprise if you're new to Glide, but our customers are building 5, 15, 25, 100 apps. It's not one app for your business and then it's done. Glide apps they grow like the number of spreadsheets in a business. When you have a new problem that you can solve with a spreadsheet, you just make a new spreadsheet. And then we hope and we see that our customers, when they have a new problem that could be solved with custom software, they just make a new Glide app. So we give you folders to help you organize them by team or by status. And I know our experts have really appreciated this because our experts will create hundreds of apps and it's been difficult to organize until now. SQL. So like I said, with big tables, businesses have really large scale data and many of them already have a database. So today, SQL is GA. I think the announcements are going live today. We had a really exciting beta testing period with our customers, and we've been selling SQL hand over fist all month, and it will become even more accessible next year. But SQL data sources joined the family. They're read-write, so you can connect to a SQL database. You can let Glide design the interface for each table, just like it does when you give it a spreadsheet. And you can add, edit, delete that information without ever writing a SQL query. You can write a SQL query if you want to do something custom, but we make it super easy so that even if you don't know SQL, you can connect to your company's data and you can build custom software on top of it really easily. So you'll see next year, today when you create a new app in Glide, it asks, where is your data? Which one of these spreadsheet data sources? But we're bringing all of these new data sources that we've built this year into the new app flow. So you can just get started with MySQL or BigQuery or Glide Big Tables right away. So how did we do? We're going to score ourselves. Last year, we had a similar presentation. This was the slide. We said, this is how we're going to make Glide more powerful. And we converged apps and pages into a new adaptive app platform. We launched 10 million row big Glide tables, but we call them Glide Big Tables instead. We added integrations connecting your app to the world. We did the new actions editor, but we didn't do automations. I know a couple people are upset that we didn't get to that. But we did some extra credit. We did Glide AI to make it really easy for you to add AI capabilities to your app without signing up for AI services or calling APIs or dealing with keys. We built a new dashboard and we shipped SQL. So we're going to give ourselves an A+. Thank you very much. 6.5 out of 4. We're amazing. I hope you all are enjoying these features and getting certified to use them. So we did a poll and everyone is just waiting. What are we doing next year? David, tell us what we can be excited about in 2024. And we're not going to show you a comprehensive roadmap for next year, frankly, because we don't have one. We have an idea of some of the themes of next year, but we don't have a detailed picture of the whole year. I think now it's more important than ever to be dynamic and to work with our customers and to learn and prioritize their feedback. But I'll tell you some of the themes that you can expect next year. So in 2023, we really improved the developer experience in Glide and the power of the builder. In 2024, we're going to focus more on the app experience and the speed. So I think you can judge Glide ultimately by how effective the software that you build with Glide is. Like, do your employees enjoy using it? Does it make them more effective at their job? Are they launching the app multiple times a day? So we think that it's time we invest in the experience and the speed of apps. This is more of a hypothetical feature, but AI-enabled data sources, I'll get into that in a couple minutes. That's kind of a subtle thing. But there's a lot that our customers want to do with AI that requires some investment deeper down in the stack in the data storage layer. And we're going to introduce more advanced actions. So for app experience and speed, you can expect a dark theme soon. This will happen, obviously, like many other facets of Glide design, this will be automatic. So if your employee's device is in dark mode, the app will be in dark mode. And you don't have to understand that dark modes usually involve 8 to 12 layers of different gradations of gray and dark coloring to get the layering and the contrast right. Our design team will figure that out for your app. It will look gorgeous and it will happen automatically. Our number one request for the app experience is a more powerful collection view with variable number of columns and different visualizations and data types per column, and the ability to select multiple items and to do batch operations on those items. So this is something we want to invest in this year. And the next slide, okay, watch, I'm gonna do 3, 2, 1, go, and you're gonna watch the next slide. 3, 2, 1. So we're going to improve the speed of your apps. So what you're gonna see, I'm gonna show you this one more time. On the left, before is today, after is next year. We've only done one of a series of optimizations to what we call the player, which is how we serve your app, to get a much faster startup. I'll show it one more time. So this is just us taking the first step to improve the performance of your app. And we think that with further optimizations to how authentication happens, we can get really close to sort of an instant launch experience where you open your app and you're immediately, if you're already logged in, you resume the app right where you picked off, or where you left off. So we really are excited to bring performance improvements to apps. So AI-enabled data, I mentioned this before, it's kind of something subtle. What undergirds this is we are going to consolidate our data platform on top of the Big Tables architecture. So Big Tables is this high-scale data source that we developed that has a dynamic schema ability, so you can add columns without dealing with database migrations or anything arcane like that. We're going to move our Google Sheets, Airtable, Excel, Glide tables, architectures onto Big Tables. And this should be transparent. You don't need to do anything, but this is going to give us some interesting new abilities. And one of them will enable some exciting AI capabilities that our customers are trying to build and are asking us about. So for example, chatting with your data, asking either qualitative or quantitative questions about the data connected to your Glide app without being concerned with where that data is stored or how this is architected. This is something that requires vectorization, for example. And this is a capability, this is an advantage Glide has because Glide is full stack. And what I mean by that is when you build on Glide, we give you the responsive components in the interface layer. We give you the data storage in Glide tables or Big Tables. We handle authentication and user management, so we know who's signed in, so we can do that fast launch, for example. We handle the AI models and communicating with them and caching them. So to deliver a highly desirable feature like chatting in this way with your company's information requires coordination from the interface layer, to the hosting layer, to the AI model layer, to the cache system, to the data store. That's very difficult if you're using other tools, which usually ask you to cobble all of those things together on your own. But we give them all together in one package for you in Glide, which lets us make it really easy to do some of these remarkable features. So it's something we want to explore with our customers next year. And finally, another theme we're calling advanced actions. We have this action editor in Glide today, which can do some really remarkable things. But it only runs when users are like tapping on your app or clicking on buttons. Next year, we're going to introduce advanced actions with scheduling. So you can say, run this action every night at midnight, or sum up this information. And if you see something strange, email the administrator or ping this webhook. More triggers like external webhooks coming into Glide. So one that we're really excited about at Glide is we do a lot of DocuSign. And we just want, when someone finishes a document, for that to be sent to one of our apps where it can be extracted and analyzed by our AI system and then routed to different teams. And also batch changes. So today, actions in Glide, they happen on one row at a time. But for example, with the collection view that I showed, you might want to select 100 rows and run a batch action on them. So these are the advanced actions that we're going to build in 2024. So finally, I just want to touch on our mission. I hope you feel that we put more power into your hands this year. That's our mission, is to put the power, beauty, and magic of software development into the hands of 1 billion new creators. We put these terms in our mission. We put the mission on the footer of every page on our website if you ever want to check to see what it is. Because we are engineers and software designers at Glide, the founders of Glide and the people who work here. And we build these tools because we love the feeling we get from making someone more productive or building a beautiful piece of software. And we don't just want to make this easier for everyone. We want you to have that emotional reaction too that we have and experience that power when you create some custom AI powered software on top of your data, or the beauty of a responsive app that works on your colleagues' phones and they think it reflects well on the company they work at and they feel like it's beautiful and intuitive. And the magic is kind of that ineffable part. That's the magic of learning something new. So when you get certified to use AI and Glide, you'll experience this magic feeling of building new capabilities that you didn't know computers could do. So we just wanted to thank you for being part of our mission. Here's the Glide team. They are typically this happy. They're a very happy bunch. Thank you for joining us this year, and thank you for continuing with us next year. And like I said, that's not a comprehensive plan of everything we're doing next year. So we always want participation from our community. So on our community forum, you can engage in a discussion about the plan for next year. And again, thank you, and have a great holiday season and Happy New Year.
Thanks, David. I am pumped for next year and what we have coming. For everybody who joined us today, thank you again for joining us. We're going to keep the conversation going. Head over to the community, community.glideapps.com/2024. The conversation's already been started there. Bring your ideas, bring your wish list. We're going to be jumping into those comments, and we'll keep the conversation going.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. See you next year.